Hi, fifth grade. We have been working with adding fractions. This week, we're going to start subtracting fractions. So in this video, we're going to look at how to subtract fractions when we have unlike denominators, using those equivalent fractions to make our common denominators. When we want to subtract unlike or like fractions, we know that our denominator must be the same. So in this visual example here, I have my two different examples of shaded fractions. In order to figure out what fraction this represents, I want to figure out how many are shaded compared to how many there are altogether. So if I look at how many are shaded, I see 1, 2, 3 rows of 3. I'm going to count by threes to figure this out. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And then I have groups of 2 down here, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23. So I have 23 shaded pieces here. That 3 doesn't want to write, there it goes. And if I count how many I have all together, well, I have 3 groups of 9 here. There's 9 of these individual spaces in each of the 3 columns. So 3 times 9 would be 27. So 23 27ths is my first fraction. I want to subtract my other fraction here. I can see that again I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in each column. So that tells me that my denominator is also going to be 27. I have like fractions here. So let's figure out the numerator of our second fraction. 1, 2, 3 in each row. 3 rows of 3 means 9 27ths. So just like in addition, when I have common denominators, I leave the denominator the same. And I subtract my numerators, 23 minus 9. Well, I know that 23 minus 10 would give me 13. Since 9 is 1 less than 10, I'm going to do 1 less than that and get 14 27ths here. Those are our steps. Make sure you have those like fractions. Subtract your numerators, write the sum over the denominator, and write that answer in simplest form if necessary. Let's take a look at one more example here. When we subtract fractions with unlike denominators, the first step that we need to take is to find the common denominator. In this problem, 9 28ths minus 2 sevenths, I need to list out my multiples of both 28 and 7. Well, I don't know many multiples of 28 off the top of my head, but I do remember that if I write out my multiples of 7, 14, 21, 28. The 28 will be a common multiple. So I'm going to use 28 as my denominator. 9 28ths. It already has a denominator of 28. So 28 times 1 would give me a denominator of 28. I'm going to multiply the same thing by my numerator. 9 times 1 equals 9. This fraction didn't need to change because it was already using that common denominator that we wanted it to share. 2 sevenths, however, does need to change. We think 7 times what number is going to give me this denominator of 28? Well, 7 times 4 equals 28. So I'm going to multiply my numerator times 4 as well. 2 times 4 equals 8. Now I have common denominators and I can write both fractions into my problem. I have 9 28ths minus 8 28ths, which leaves me with 1 in my numerator and 28 in my denominator. So remember, always, before you add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators first.